Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a day trip from Vienna to Brno. It used to be called Brünn in German, and it's the capital city of Moravia, which is the southern half of the Czech Republic. So Czechoslovakia broke up into the Czech Republic and Slovakia, and the Czech Republic has two big areas called Bohemia and Moravia. Brno is the capital of Moravia, and it's only about an hour and 10 minutes away from Vienna by the ÖBB Railjet or CityJet or intercity trains. You can see here on the map, it's just an hour and 10 minutes away. So let's start the trip with the Vienna Main Station, the Wien Hauptbahnhof. And you can come in through that main door, or you can come up from the subway, the U1. Just a few minutes, maybe 5 or 6 minutes from Stephansplatz or Karlsplatz in the center. The big board will give you all the information, and there's a wonderful food court. The Leberkäse Pepe for, that Austrian version of Spam. And of course, Mannerschnitten. Looking at the board here, we see our intercity train actually going all the way to Berlin today. And you can see where people come up the escalators, there are crowds. So all I did was just walk a few cars back, and I found not only no line waiting to get into the train, but I found a group of seats. Now this is important, folks, because you need to check the reservation tags. They're digital or printed, and up above the seats it'll tell you exactly who has reserved a seat where. So I could see here I'm just going to Brünn, so that 114 seat would be free, and in fact the person who had reserved the window seat from Vienna all the way to Prague never showed up. So I had a window seat, and I didn't have to wait in that line. So here we are, leaving the Vienna Main Station, the Wiener Hauptbahnhof, crossing the Danube. Kind of a gloomy morning, even for early June. The Donauinsel, where I do a lot of my cycling, and you'll see some cycling videos there. And this is the new Donau, the Neue Donau. And before long, you are out in the fields of the Marschfeld, heading east and north. There is usually just one stop, and that's in Bratislava. We'll come back to see that a little bit later. But we were going by the other train that was coming from Berlin and heading to Vienna. So just 20 minutes after Bratislava, we pulled into Brno, and it has a beautiful old station. Again, you can see the big board with all the trains going to cool places like Bratislava and Budapest and in Poland. And Brno, like Prague, is full of trolley cars. The tram system is well built out. And here you can see the train station from the outside. This is the main cathedral in Brno, and it's up on a bit of a hill. Beautiful old church. There are plenty of sights to see between the church, the medieval fortress that became a castle, that became a prison, that became an art museum, and has food courts on some days during the week. Nice little effects here. Walking down the hill from the church, we got that little fountain, some beautiful architecture. The city is known for it. Don't think they got bombed very badly in World War II, and you can see here now, looking down from the church, from the back of the church towards the train station. The main drag in town, where all the shopping is pedestrianized and has trams going through it. Now we're looking from up at the fortress down towards the church. Everything is within about 20 minutes walking distance from the train station. The hill here is called the Spielberg, in Czech, in German Spielberg, and like I said, medieval fortress, incredibly thick walls, lots of areas here. I don't know if this was partly where there was a moat or something, but now there is actually an art museum inside of this building, and it's about a 10 to 15 minute walk up some fairly steep paths. Back downtown, again, the other end of the pedestrian zone here, and one of the big squares in Brno. Lots going on. The city's about 400,000 people. Again, wonderful trolley cars. If you watch my shorts, there are a lot of shorts that I've put out over the years about trolley cars. Everywhere I go, I love to take some video of the trolleys. Again, beautiful architecture here downtown in that pedestrian zone. And we have the Music Institute and the concert hall and the university up here, all the different museums. So I was up there actually for a conference for 2 days. So the footage is from a 2-day period, but it's only an hour and 10 minutes back to Vienna. And here again, we had a short layover because the train I was on was going to Budapest, but this is Bratislava again, and I had to switch. So a commuter train out, the Budapest train out, and then switching to this very cool Railjet to take back from Bratislava to Vienna for about that last 50 minutes of the trip. Pulling back into Vienna that next night, really nice scenes. The new Danube here, beautiful, great place to cycle like I mentioned, or hike or swim, super clean water. Danube looking nice at sunset. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Brno is one of those wonderful places that you can go really quick for a day trip from Vienna, like Bratislava, Brno, Znojmo. Prague's a little longer, needs a little more time, but another great place for a day trip. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.